On this day in 1989, a piece of the Augusta landscape that had been an important part of the community for decades burned down.
As you can see in this video, there was a massive fire at the former Edwards Mill. The mill was no longer working as a mill. Instead, it was being used to store bales of cotton. And that certainly contributed to the incredible growth of the flames that night. There were workers in the building when the fire started. They managed to escape unharmed.
Now, the building was an anchor of Augusta's Sand Hill neighborhood, and many families off Northern Avenue had some kind of connection to it. And many of them turned out to watch as it burned. Here's News Center Maine's John Impemba, who spoke with residents that night.
All the dozens of people could do is watch helplessly as this brick monument of their past slowly melted in flames. The Edwards Mill has been a part of Augusta since the mid-1800s. Until this decade, it's been one of the city's largest employers. With the fire, though, any talk of revitalizing this mill is gone up in smoke. This is the beginning of what's known as Sand Hill. Up Northern Avenue here is where dozens upon dozens of French families once lived. Many of them worked in the mill, and they raised their kids with the money that they made here. Everything was thriving until the early 1980s, when the mill shut down.
My parents brought up 16 children working there. It has a lot of meaning because if it hadn't been for that place, them not having an education or anything, we probably wouldn't have, had the things that we did have. So it is sad to see that building come down.
James Elliott and his family also grew up making a living in this mill. Elliott was stunned when he saw the mill burning.
I came out to warm my vehicle up, and I just happened to look up, and I seen a cloud of smoke. It was almost like a bomb going off. It's too bad. I mean, a lot of people work there. A lot of people have memories from there. Myself, I enjoyed working there, and I made good money and everything, but unfortunately it just came to a close, and there's nothing we could do.
Before it closed, sending hundreds of people to the unemployment line, the mill was one of the largest and last cotton mills in New England.
It had to happen, especially in the last 6 or 7 years where it's been empty. Because of the fact that all those floors, it's all matched wood, and it's about 4 inches thick, and they're all saturated with grease, oil, and everything else from the machinery.
The neighborhood around the mill has changed over the years. Many of the French families have died or moved on. Still, many feel this mill has been a part of the past that's helped them into the future.
How about this? It was also freezing cold that night, well below 32 degrees. So when crews returned the next day to put out hot spots, as they always do, they were greeted with this impressive looking icy building. There are still buildings standing at that site. They were transferred to the state back in 1999.